Gangsters come in all shapes and sizes. The one thing that they've got in common though is that they all practice coercion. So what is coercion? The dictionary defines coercion as follows. Coercion is the practice of persuading somebody to do something by using force or threats. So we've all seen the mafia movies, like Godfather. Yeah, so in these films, the mafia, what they do is that they go to entrepreneurs, members of the general public, and they sell them services like protection. We're going to protect your business and you've got to pay us X, Y, Z. And people are coerced into purchasing the mafia's protection using threats. So the threat might be, well, if you don't buy protection from us, something bad might happen to you, like your business might accidentally burn down, or we've got contacts and we'll make sure that you never work again, or if you don't buy our protection, then we won't let you go to a particular place, we won't let you buy from a particular business, we'll shut you out of society. That's the type of coercion that gangsters use. So obviously I'm not going to mention what this is, but I think we've all seen coercion and gangsterism recently. You will do this or else. You better not say something we don't like, because if you do, we'll stop you from working, we'll cancel you, we'll freeze your bank account. So obviously I can't speak freely about what I want to talk to you about, so I'll talk in allegory instead. Imagine you were a concert promoter for a band, let's call the band Britney Spears and the Boosters. And you want to try to get as many people to go to your concerts as possible. And because you're a gangster, you're not going to give people a free choice because they might not want to go and see Britney Spears and the Boosters. So what you're going to do instead is use coercion. You're going to use threats and coerce them into going. So different people are going to be threatened by different things. So for maximum efficiency, you'll need a range of threats to create maximum coercion. So maybe for somebody, a family man, the biggest threat might be, unless you go to the Britney Spears and the Boosters concert, we're not going to allow you to work. So your family will starve. So that bloke with a family goes to the Britney Spears and the Boosters concerts because they don't want their family to starve. That's not a free choice. That is a product of coercion. That is gangsterism. For, I don't know, a middle class person who likes the theatre or opera, you could say to them, well, you're not allowed to go unless you can prove that you've been and seen Britney Spears and the Boosters 7 times. You're not allowed to go to the pub unless you can prove that you've been and seen Britney Spears and the Boosters. You're not allowed to go and watch football unless you can show your Britney Spears and the Boosters passport to prove that you've had the Britney Spears, you've been to the Britney Spears concerts as often as we want you to go to those concerts. So what this is just pure coercion, pure oppression, and the very opposite of a free choice and an informed decision to consume. You could say to a young person, you're not allowed to go to university until you've been and seen Britney Spears and the Boosters. Foreign holidays are great. Some people have to travel for business reasons. So you can use that desire for coercive purposes. You can say, well, unless you've been and seen Britney Spears and the Boosters, we're not going to let you fly. For parents with young kids, their parents always want the best for their children, and they might be they might be very concerned about things, and they might be worried that if they go to the Britney Spears and the Boosters, that something bad might happen to them. So How can you force those people to go and see Britney Spears and the Boosters? Or you can say, well, unless you go, we're not going to let you attend school. So all of this has happened, obviously. And just one more time, coercion. It's in some professions. I can't obviously mention the main profession that I would like to mention because of censorship. That in itself tells you something, doesn't it? You know, when in history has history ever been on the right side of those who seek to censor? So yeah, one more time, you know, coercion, it's not allowed in most professions. You're not allowed to use coercion to drum up customers. And coercion is the practice of persuading somebody to do something by using force or threats. And there certainly has been no shortage of threats and coercion over the last 3 years. And it's shameful. And those who've taken part in it are no better than low-level gangsters. The last thing that I'll say is that coercion and gangsterism, it doesn't work on everybody. Some people are able to stand up to the threats and the coercion. For me personally, when somebody tries to coerce me into compliance, accepting something, somebody who tries even to just give me the hard sell about something, then that's the last thing that I end up doing. You know, I might have accepted a particular product if it hadn't have been pushed so hard. But the fact that it was pushed so hard, raised alarm bells, and I could see the coercion, and I railed against that. So, and I think that's what right-thinking people do. They're brave enough to stand up to coercion and resist it and do what's right instead. So that's all I want to say today. So God bless.